welcome back to For the Love of You YouTube channel. And today we are going to be talking about boyfriends.
Boyfriends.
Yes, boyfriends. Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Oh, okay. I hope not.
But some boys think I'm cute at school, and you know what? I punched them in the face.
Violence is never the answer.
Okay, so you heard it first from little Naomi. Today we're going to be talking about boyfriends and how as mothers we can approach that topic with our daughters without being aggressive, without pushing them away, and closing the lines of communication. Because what we want is for our daughters to be able to talk to us about any and everything. No, we don't want to be their BFFs, but we want them to be the first person that they come to if they have any questions, right? All right. So we've been gone for a minute. I think the last video we did was like 7 months ago.
Too long.
It's been too long, and a lot has happened in 7 months. And so we have a ton of new topics to talk to you all about, and we're really excited to get back and engage with all of you. And again, this channel is about engaging with mothers who have daughters the ages of 7 to 15. And we want to talk about various topics that may be a little bit difficult to discuss with our daughters, because again, some of the topics can be intimidating to our daughters because they may like, oh, if I answer a certain way, are they going to be mad? Or, you know, whatever the case may be. So this is for us to keep an open dialogue, open communication, for us to engage with other mothers that have daughters between those ages of 7 and 15 years old. You all right? You about to take a nap? Oh, okay. So since it's been a while, we're going to reintroduce ourselves. My name is Tanisha. I am the mother.
My name is Elise. I'm 13. I'm the oldest.
And I'm Naomi, as you heard my name when my mom said that. And I am the littlest, and I'm 6.
All right, she is the littlest.
Period.
The littlest. Period.
So we are going to get started.
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo. Over that. And that. And that.
Today we're going to be discussing 5 topics. The first topic is what is an appropriate age for
A boyfriend.
Yes, for a boyfriend. What do you think a good age is to have a boyfriend?
Like when you're in high school or something.
Okay.
And maybe when you're like 19 or something.
Okay. And what about you?
17 or 18.
Okay. And why would you say 17 or 18?
When you're 14 or 15, you're not really as responsible as you would be when you're around 17 or 18. But people still do dumb stuff around those ages, especially in college.
Mm-hmm.
But 17 and 18, I think, would be most appropriate because you have more common sense than you would have when you were younger. Because most kids apparently get their first little boyfriend, little friend, when they're in middle school. But it doesn't count because it's not real.
Okay. All right. So I agree. I want to say my first boyfriend was when I was 14 going on 15. I was in high school. I was a freshman. I had my first boyfriend, and I was not in the right mindset to have a boyfriend. I didn't know what that meant, what that entailed. I made a lot of mistakes having a boyfriend that young because I didn't have a go-to person. I was afraid to ask questions about boyfriends and whatnot. So I would say my next boyfriend was when I was 17 years old. I was a junior in high school, and that was one of I think that was one of the best, I guess, relationships I had in high school. And what we think of, what a boyfriend is or how they could treat you and things like that. I had a better understanding. So I would say 17, 18 is a pretty good age. There is no age that's set in stone. You do what's best for your household and what works for you all and whatever your beliefs are. Like, there is no set age. We're just saying what we think works for us. So if Cece came to me at the age of 17 and said, I like this boy, is it okay if I had a boyfriend? We would sit down and we would go through these same steps that I'm going with you all today. It wouldn't just be like, okay, yes, you can have a boyfriend. No,
we can't
it would not be that. You want a boyfriend? Huh?
Who you like? It's that one kid, isn't it? We almost had a problem.
You know, I would say 17, 18 would be age appropriate for my household. That I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're too young to have a boyfriend and things of that nature. So second topic, or second, would be titles. There, just because boyfriend, it is a title, it does not necessarily have to be a title that you have to give someone. Excuse me. So just because your daughter likes a boy does not mean they have to give titles. Like, you're my boyfriend. Oh yes, you're my girlfriend. That's not a title that you necessarily have to give somebody, because again, that leads to other things. And that's the next bullet point that I'll go into. But basically, you do not have to give a boy the boyfriend title just because you like them. I remember, prime example, Cece, you were what, 6th grade? And there was this boy that she liked at the time. And she was like, I think I like him. And I'm like, okay. I said, you can like him all you want to, but you don't have to give titles. He doesn't have to be your boyfriend. You don't have to be his girlfriend. That's not a title that you necessarily have to give to somebody. Because again, titles are, I feel like it's it gives someone power. And at the age of 10, 11, 12, no one knows what the meaning of a boyfriend or girlfriend holds, the power that title holds. So that's not a title that you have to give out. You can hang out, you can go places, whatever the case may be, whatever your family allows, but it doesn't have to be a title that you need to give a boy because you like him. Y'all can be friends of the opposite sex, and y'all can have fun without titles. That's not something that you have to do. When people hear the word boyfriend, girlfriend, you automatically like, okay, so what do boyfriend and girlfriends do? Again, then you're bringing expectations into the equation, and there doesn't need to be any expectations at 16, 17, 18 years old. There doesn't need to be a boyfriend or girlfriend title, period. Because when you give someone a title, it brings expectations, and at that age, you don't want to commit to something that you're not ready for. Again, Cece said, at such a young age, you aren't really responsible. Common sense is lacking. You're doing what everybody else is doing. You're not really thinking at your full capacity, and so you don't want to put yourself in a situation that you're not ready for. That's not something that you want to do. So don't give someone a boyfriend title, because a lot of the times they're not deserving of that title. The reason they want that title is for reasons that aren't clear. Because at 15 and 16, no one's discussing what those expectations are, right? You just assume, oh, they're my boyfriend. So what do boyfriends do? Nothing. You hang out and you have fun. You may go to the movies. You may go bowling. There should be no expectations. And since there are no expectations, there should be no titles. The only expectation should be is respect each other. Be nice, be kind.
Excuse me.
And we don't want unwanted expectations. 4, you want to make sure you set clear boundaries with your daughter and let them know what is expected of them. That if they call themselves liking someone, you have to set clear boundaries. And when I say clear boundaries, that means what is expected of them if they're going to be hanging around boys. He goes to the movies with him. Can she go bowling? Can she go out and hang out alone? Does she have to be with a group of friends? Do you have to tag along? Does there have to be a chaperone with them? What are the expectations? If she can go out alone or with a group of friends, does she have to be back at a certain time? If she is at the appropriate age to drive, all of those things. Like, what are your boundaries for your daughter when she is out hanging with a boy? Can she be at a house alone with him at your house? Can she be alone with the boy at his house without his parents being there? Make sure that you go over everything. So if something comes up, they can't be like, well, you never said that. Oh, yes, I did. And we going to write it down. We going to have a contract. Whatever you got to do so they can't come back and say, Mama, we never discussed that. Oh, yes, we did. Remember on March 17, 2019, we talked about boyfriends and we talked about boop, 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 boop. And you signed right here on the dotted line. We did talk about that and you agreed. Period. So make sure you set clear boundaries with your daughter. And make sure you address any questions that they may have. And be honest with them. And let them be honest with you. And hear each other out. And make sure that your rules are fair. Put yourself in their shoes when you were 16, 17, 18 years old. And what you couldn't and could do. So, just think about that and be fair. 5, make sure you keep all lines of communication open. You may not want to discuss some of the things that they want to talk to you about. It may make you feel uncomfortable, but put yourself in their shoes. It's uncomfortable for them to talk about certain things with you. You're their mother. And they don't want you to look at them any other way but as their daughter. And so even though it may be a hard discussion, a hard thing to realize that your daughter is getting older and she's going to go through these phases where she's going to like boys, she's going to want to have a boyfriend, she is going to want to hang out. And most of the time it's not going to be with the chaperone. So you're going to have to kind of take the leash off and let them go out into the world and experience things without you. And it's okay. It's scary, but it is okay. As long as you communicate with your daughter and you're honest with her and the rules are fair, I don't think that you will have any major problems. Yes, you are going to have some bumps in the road. It's normal. It's normal. You are going to have some bumps in the road. Your daughter may try to, test the boundaries a little bit. But guess what? You pull her back in, you have a conversation, and you say, look, this is what we discussed. And if you can't follow the rules, then you can't see old boy no more. Period. Like, that's it. Like, that's all there is to it. But, I just remember being, a teenager and, liking a boy and being afraid to tell my mom that I had a boyfriend because I didn't want to get in trouble because they told me I couldn't have a boyfriend until I was 40. So, I took that to heart. And, I made a lot of mistakes along the way because I did not talk to my mom. I was afraid to talk to my mother. And I don't want to make those same mistakes with my daughter. And that is one of the reasons why I created this YouTube channel. Is because I don't want to make the same mistakes. I don't want my girls to make the same mistakes that I did growing up because I was afraid to talk to my mom. So make sure that, again, if your daughter isn't talking to you, think of it as a self-reflection moment and say, what have I done to allow my daughter to feel comfortable to talk to me? Just make sure you keep the lines of communication open with your daughter and put yourself in her shoes when you were her age. And you wanted to make sure that you wish that you had somebody that you could talk to. And so just be considerate of your daughter's feelings, but also you want to make sure that you keep her safe. And so that's what it all comes down to. Keep the lines of communication open. Make sure she understands what the boundaries are. If you got to make a contract, girl. 3, talk about what the expectations are, and that, you know, when you have a boyfriend, just make sure that they know what the expectations are, because sometimes when you, like I said, if you give a boy a title such as boyfriend, there may come expectations with that title. And so you don't necessarily have to give a boy a title like boyfriend if you don't want to, and you don't have to. You could just be two people that like hanging out with each other, and that's really all it needs to be at that point. Like, your kids, you're hanging out, you're enjoying life, and it doesn't need to really be much serious than that. Don't put more pressure on yourself than it needs to be. You have enough pressure in the world with friends and your parents, doing good in school. Like, why do you need the pressure of a boyfriend? So let's keep it cool and hang out, and that's fine. And lastly, there is no definite age to have a boyfriend. You talk to your parent, you know, mothers talk to your daughters. If that time comes of what you feel is an age appropriate for your daughter to have a boyfriend. We discussed an okay age for us as 17 or 18. Naomi said 19, college. It's just whatever is comfortable for you and your household, and whatever your rules, beliefs are. If you have any questions or concerns about boyfriends, you know where to find me at Instagram at _ for the love of you _ or you can email us at fortheloveofyou2018@gmail.com. Are there any questions that you have?
Not so much of a question, more like a no. Make sure your fathers approve. Because
that's important.
Daddy don't like it, mama don't like him either.
True. Most of the time, mama don't like him, and daddy just like, oh, he's cool. Or it's just, it don't matter what boy it is, the daddy just not gonna like him at all, because it's their baby girl. So,
especially uncles too. That's important.
Very true. Very true. And also, now that you bring that up, the approval part. It goes back to the title boyfriend. That if you are going to give a boy the title boyfriend, you don't have to bring home every boy you so-called like. You don't have to do that. Like, your mama don't want to meet every boy you like. Mom has met 3 guys, and those are the only 3 guys that I've ever had serious relationships with. So do not bring home every guy that you like, because they are not worthy of meeting your parents. Period. Like, at all. Do not bring home every guy that you like. They are not worthy of meeting your parents, your mother, your father, your family. It's not that deep. They're not worthy of that. So do not bring home every guy that you like. Keep it cool, hang out, do what you do, but do not bring home every little boy that you like, because your mama is gonna be looking at you like, girl, I don't care. Don't bring that little boy in my house. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
3 guys. My mom has, in the time that I've started dating, 3 guys. My mom has met 3 guys. That's it. And she can attest to it. I am not lying. 3 guys. That is it. And so I am teaching my girls the same thing. Like, you can like 50 million guys, but don't bring 50 million guys to my house. Because all the 11 guys should not have the boyfriend title. They just should not. You can hang out with 11 guys, but all those guys should not have the title boyfriend. There should be 1 special guy, 2 special guys throughout your life, or whatever that you like, and you bring those boys home. Okay? All right. It has been cool. It's been fun hanging out with y'all again, talking to y'all about boyfriends and whatnot. Again, if you have any questions, you know where to find us. We will hit you guys back with another topic very soon. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay in tune with our new videos. And again, until next time, thanks for joining us.
Bye.